It's weird. You really have to exaggerate your ankle movement in order to get it to really carve around underneath you. You can't just lean over and let the truck carve out underneath you. You really do have to use your ankles and commit to it and let the board roll through. It's a different experience. So something that's just super unique about these trucks is how low to the ground you are. You're seriously on the pavement. I'm running these giant wheels and it still feels like my feet are actually planted on the pavement. And because the board has so much deck tip, it provides a wild experience of having your heels dropped onto the surface of the pavement as you're arcing through your turn. It really is unlike any other skateboard I've ever ridden. And it's the same sensation if you're going slow or if you're going fast. Something else that's really sweet about these other planets is that they're incredible push trucks. They'd make a great long distance board because it's so low to the ground and I have so much control using just one foot. So it makes a really good push board. If I wanted to go long distances, it rips. Other planets are probably one of the wildest trucks to drift with. Instead of just finding that spot on the deck where you just want to put all your weight, you can actually modulate the drift with your ankles. So you can initiate the drift with a sharp carve, but then you can use your ankles to pivot back and forth and control how much sliding and turning you're actually doing. It's probably one of the most controlled slide trucks I've ever used. It doesn't matter if you're putting a hand down and drifting or you're doing a stand-up drift. It has a completely different way of sliding, and because it doesn't have the resistance, you're in a lot more control of when the board breaks loose. So these trucks definitely have a place for sliding. So, I mean, it's totally rideable.
First and foremost, you can ride it.
And it's surprising how confident it is at speed, despite being as loose as it is. I'm still able to really lay down carves, but I can just as easily send it in a straight line and then have a really, really stable platform for reaching down, dropping a hand, and then laying out a huge drift to bleed a bunch of speed off. because the deck is able to tilt so much, I can pivot my heels down and my toes up and literally just push against the board to make a big speed drift to make myself slow down. And that's probably one of the coolest sensations that you're gonna get on an OP setup, is that ability to just tip the deck way up, drop a hand, and then just lay out a huge drift. So it's definitely worth checking out. It's unlike any other skateboard I've ever ridden, and it's totally capable of riding virtually every type of pavement and terrain that I've come across. So if you haven't checked them out already, I would highly recommend seeing what they're up to and making your own opinion of these very interesting skateboard trucks. I'm gonna go check it out and go ride some more. You guys have a good